guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I got ready and what look I'm wearing for Rakhi this year. Thankfully, we're all home. A lot of us are home with our families and we're actually able to celebrate Rakhi properly. So that's what this is all about. It's a very simple look. I really hope you like what you see right now and that you will continue watching. Before we head on to the video, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, share my video with other friends who might be interested in getting ready for Rakhi this way. And yeah, every little interaction that you guys have with my channel really helps me take this entire channel and this entire journey one step forward. So I hope you will interact, I hope you will comment, and also go ahead and follow me on my Instagram and on my Facebook. They are linked in the description box. You can go ahead and do that, and I'm very active and very chatty over there as well. So I hope I will see you there, and let's get started with today's video.
So I'm starting my makeup today with the eyes, and over here I'm using the Maybelline Age Rewind Primer, Instant Age Rewind Concealer, as a primer. Concealer is an easy way to just prime your eyes without investing in another product, and I'm just using my makeup sponge, which I will later be using for my face as well, to blend it all out. And now I'm just going in with some face powder. You can use compact or loose, whichever you prefer, to set my eye primer. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hill Modern Renaissance palette, but you can go ahead and use whichever you like. And for my crease, I'm going in with a fluffy blending brush and with the shade Burnt Orange. It's a warm orangey toned brown, and you don't have to stick to this palette. You can use whichever you like, whatever you're comfortable with. But essentially, it's just a warm burnt orange color. This one here is called Real Gar. It's also from the same palette, and I'm using the same brush. This is a slightly more orangey, darker, deeper shade that I'm applying all over my lid. It's more orangey in the sense that it has more tones of red than brown, but essentially it's in the same realm as a burnt orange shade. It's just a deeper, more terracotta burnt orange. I'm going in with the details of this color because I don't want you to be limited to just this palette. I'm only trying to suggest what kind of shades you can use over here. And of course, you can just use very limited number of brushes like I am right now to build up your color. Now on a tiny pencil brush, I'm taking the same shade Railgar, which is a terracotta burnt orange, on my lower lash line. This brush and the previous one were both from Color Bar and are actually quite affordable. With the same brush, I'm going into the shade Primavera. This shade is just simply a golden highlighter kind of shade. If you have a golden face highlight, this will also do the trick. If you have a gold shadow from any other palette, that will also do. But I'm just applying it on my inner corner and my brow bone with the same brush. With that, the eyeshadow is complete, and now I'm going in to line my eyes. This is the Nykaa gel liner, and it's just a black gel liner. You can use the one from Maybelline, which I know a lot of you have, or you can use the L'Oreal one. You can use a liquid liner. Essentially, whatever is your liner of choice, all I want you to do is get a fine brush and apply a straight, even line across your lashes. And that's all. Use whatever you prefer. You can also use a brown liner if you want to have a slightly softer look. You can blend it out if you want, and anything you do will really look beautiful with this very simple and gorgeous kind of eyeshadow look. Okay, so let's move on to face makeup. The first primer I'm using, this one, is by Color Bar, and it is the Perfect Selfie Primer Oil. I am taking exactly about two and a half drops, as you can see right now, and I'm applying it all over my cheeks, on my chin, on my mustache, and my forehead. Notice that I'm not taking it really under my eyes too much and not at all on my nose, because I'm going to be going in with a pore filling primer for those parts of my face. This acts a little bit as skincare as well because it's so hydrating and it like makes my makeup all glossy. But on my nose it makes my makeup break up a little bit, so I don't use it there. This is what I'm doing. For the very center of my face, I'm going in with the L'Oreal Base Magique Primer. It's a pore filling primer, so I'm patting it in. It just took a little bit amount and I'm patting it in around where I have maximum pores. I'm also taking a little bit on my chin because I have texture there, but essentially I'm patting it in and filling up those pores to give myself a smoother base. The Too Faced Born This Way foundation is like my latest, like greatest love. I love it so much. It's got such a beautiful finish. It lasts so long, and it's just, I love it. It's totally worth the money that I spent on it. And not that I'm suggesting you have to use this foundation, use whatever works for you, but this is the one I'm using. It's got such gorgeous natural finish, and it just a little bit goes a long way. I love it. I love it. But I also love the Wet n Wild one that I used for my Eid makeup look. If you haven't seen that yet, it's up in the cards right now. You can use anything that you like. But yeah, just patting it in all over my skin, building up coverage where I feel like I need a little bit extra, and moving into concealer. This is the Instant Age Rewind Concealer, and I'm using that to highlight under my eyes and in the very center of my face, as you can see right now. Yeah, so here's where I made like a bit of a mistake. I'm color correcting over here, my dark circles under my eyes, and like dark pigmentation and uneven skin tone around my lips. And I'm using the K Beauty color corrector in peach. I'm able to get away with it because that peachy undertone is essentially like very, very close to my skin tone and my skin shade. It's just a little bit pinker, and because it's a color corrector, like I can get away with it. But not everyone will be able to. So I highly recommend that if you're planning to color correct, which is totally an optional step by the way, go ahead and do that under your concealer or your foundation. That way, if you have any pinky ashiness left over from it, you can cover it and it'll do a better job than it is even doing for me. I keep forgetting, and that's my fault. But yeah, go ahead and do that and then blend away with your beauty blender. I sometimes find it a little hard to reach like the very corners under my eyes and that darkest corner of my eye with a beauty blender. So I'm going in with this tiny brush. This is the, I'm forgetting its name, but it's like a setting brush from Real Techniques. Yeah, it's called the Real Techniques setting brush. And I'm using that to blend the edges. And I'm using that to reach the very inner corner of my eye where I have like the darkest spot. And then I'm moving on to contour my nose. I'm also using the same brush to like blend out my nose contour because it is that small that you can do that kind of detailed face work with it. And I really love it for that. So guys, here I want to show you that if you don't have the exact same tools and brushes that I have or any other YouTuber has that you're trying to follow, it doesn't mean you can't go ahead and still follow the tutorial. For my nose contour, I blended with a makeup sponge, but I regularly also just use my hands, my fingers to blend it out. So you can go ahead and do that. And I keep saying beauty blender, but what I really mean is the pack blender sponge. Anyway, moving on to highlighting, this is the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose, my forehead, and I'm going in with my concealer. Of course, concealing and highlighting is super amazing with this particular concealer. I highly recommend it. Blending it away with my same beauty blender or beauty sponge. I'm using the same K Beauty contour stick to carve out my cheekbones over here. And yeah, just drawing a line from the top of my ear in the direction of the top of my ear to the center of my face downwards and blending it away. I'm doing one step at a time because cream contour can set in place much like any foundation can. So I like to go slowly and one step at a time and blend to my joy. So I did one side, then I did the other. Now I'm doing my jawline. To blend my jawline, I'm just dragging the product downwards. This is the only time I will do that. For every other type of contour blending, I blend in place. For jawline, I want to drag a little down so that I can conceal that double chin that I have, so I can pretend like I don't have it. I'm also applying that and blending outwards into my hairline on the perimeters of my face. It's going to give me like a more structured look, and it's also going to give me a nice tan. And I really love that because I've been missing the sun so much, being indoors all the time, and here I can pretend like I actually step out once in a while. So here I'm taking some of my Fit Me Loose powder in the shade 15 Light, I think. and I'm setting my under eye, and I'm like, it's a little light for me, so I'm really highlighting my under eye area. I'm not baking with it because baking requires you to like leave a lot of product under your eyes, like a lot of loose powder, and let it sit there for a while and then dust away the extra. I'm just using some to apply and blending with this brush that I used also to set my eyes. I'm also taking some of that loose powder, and I'm using a sponge because I want slightly higher coverage with this, which is it's better with the sponge, and just blending away the extra. And then I'm going in with my compact, and I'm setting the rest of my face. If you guys have really dry skin, you can totally skip the step. I had oily skin that day, and it changes every day for me, so I decided to set it. Also, if I want my makeup to really last all the time, I choose to set it, but it's totally up to you. I've been all about the contour and the tan since this quarantine because I'm not actually getting any sun. So this is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer that I'm using to contour and also kind of bronzer with on top of wherever I had applied my cream contours. That's my cheekbones, the perimeters of my face, my jawline, especially my jawline, because that is where I tend to like naturally also somehow tan there. Like you can see where my tan begins and ends on my jawline. And then I'm going in with the Milani Rose Blush, and it's giving me a youthful kind of very pinky sweet blush effect. This is the Kiko Milano 208 number water eyeshadow. It's beautiful golden. You can totally use this in your eyeshadow also, by the way, just call back from before. And I'm using this as my highlighter. It is an eyeshadow. This just goes to say that the same kind of makeup can be used anywhere you like. I'm using this with a fan brush. So with all of that on our face, let's set it with some makeup fixing spray, or if you want, you can totally use rose water. Sometimes I do that. And I like pressing it into my skin with my beauty blender. I sometimes also press it in with a brush because it really sets the makeup in place. It takes the powderiness away and it looks gorgeous. It looks so glowy and beautiful. After this, I applied some mascara, but I totally forgot to add that. And my lipstick is the L'Oreal Color Riche lipstick in the shade Rose Nuance. It's beautiful.
And you guys, this is the finished look. It's so simple and I just love the products that I used. I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing right now. I took a short break between getting ready and filming the intro and outro, so I went out, like I got a lot of compliments from my mom and it's been good. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, again, give this a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on my Instagram and on my Facebook. They're linked in the description box. All the products that I used are linked, yes, linked in the description box, so you can go ahead and check them out and buy them if you want to. And they're not affiliate links. I don't get anything out of it. I'm just doing it as for your convenience. So I will see you guys soon and stay tuned to the next video. Bye.